Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be re-reviewing the convention-exclusive Sesshomaru Jaken box set. So yeah, just doing another quick re-review on something that I have a review of up earlier, hence the name re-review. That looks terrible. So yeah, needed to replace that. And this was a convention-exclusive. I don't know what year. Also don't know what convention, but I assume it was the San Diego Comic-Con. It doesn't actually say on the packaging anywhere. This is the only way to get Jaken, and it is also a variant of Sesshomaru, but the variant can also be gotten in the Hot Topic exclusive 2-pack with him and InuYasha in it. Apart from that, not really a particularly well-articulated thing, but the sculpts are pretty accurate to the show, and overall they look fairly nice. So yeah, let's go ahead and zoom into the articulation, sculpt paint, details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison, we've got Sesshomaru next to Hellboy here, which is a standard 6-inch figure. They're roughly close to the same height, so he is in the 6-inch scale. As a matter of fact, if his legs weren't sculpted to be spread apart so much, he would actually be the same height. So I guess they're roughly in 6-inch scale. You could use them with other 6-inch scale things. Of course, they're not nearly as articulated as anything else 6-inch scale that I own, so they're not really that great for that. But either way, same scale. And you can see Jaken is like, I don't know, like 1.5 inches tall or something. Maybe more than that. He's not very tall, though. And he's all the way down there at, like, knee level. So, yeah, let's get Hellboy out of here and take a look at Sesshomaru Jaken. Alright, here we have Sesshomaru. You can see he has his head up here, which we'll zoom in on in a minute. He also has his hair, which is, like, all down his back, which we'll flip over on in a minute. His hair is, like, bluish, silvery kind of color instead of being white-ish. So, yeah, they seem to do that with all the InuYasha figures for whatever reason, or all the ones that should have white hair, which I guess are just Sesshomaru and InuYasha are the only ones they've released with that. But yeah, it's more of a bluish, silvery kind of color. Down at his kimono, it is mostly white, but it does have red bits here, up here at the shoulder, and then down on the sleeves there. This sleeve on this side is, of course, empty, and it also has the little spiky armor bit that goes over this shoulder. And then this side over here, it has an arm in it, and it has a holding hand for swords and such. He has this big yellow and purple sash down here around the waist, which hangs down on both sides and much further down in the middle. It's got some little designs on it, looks pretty cool. He has very large poofy pants there, and he has some blackish shoes down there at the bottom. Flipping him over on the back, you can see that his hair pretty much goes almost all the way down to the bottom of the figure, and it swoops off to the side a little bit and has some sculpted details in it. A little bit of paint shading, all that kind of stuff. Looks pretty nice, apart from the fact that it's not really white. Alright, zooming in on the head sculpt, you can see he's got his little crescent moon there on the forehead. He has his yellow eyes there. His mouth is open, which is the only difference between this figure and the regular release. I personally think the other one looks better, as it fits more with Sesshomaru's character. And he also has his little stripes there on the side of his face, as well as the detailing on the front of the hair. So yeah, let's zoom out and look at his very limited articulation. Alright, articulation-wise, his head doesn't actually seem to turn, really any at all. It feels like maybe it's got some wiggle to it, but it doesn't really seem to turn any at all. Even if the joint there worked, it wouldn't be able to turn around because of the massive hair. He does have cut joints at both shoulders, and he has a waist cut, and he has a cut here at the wrist. So that is pretty much the extent of it. I feel like maybe his feet are supposed to move, but they both seem to be stuck if they are. So, yeah, very limited articulation. Let's take a quick look at Jaken, and then we can look at Sesshomaru's accessories. Alright, Jaken here is a solid plastic piece with no real articulation. He's just like a little minifigure. He is sculpted properly, though. He has all the details he should. Green skin, you got your big yellow eyes, he's got a little hat up here. He's got his robes, he's got his little toes down there. Flip him around. He is really the same level of detail, just without any articulation. Not that he's really that much worse off than anyone else. He also has a little hole right there where you can place the staff of 2 heads. Alright, now let's take a look at the accessories that these guys comes with, which would be the staff of 2 heads and Sesshomaru's swords and whatnot. Alright, first off, Sesshomaru does come with his Moko, or his big fluffy thing if you prefer, and you just kind of loop that around his arm. Obviously, you're pretty much going to want to always have that on there, but it is removable, so that kind of makes it an accessory. It also has a little bit of wire in there, so you can bend it around a little bit if it's not quite shaped the way you want it to be. Alright, he has Tokujin, which is his broadsword-like thing. Has a nice broad silver blade, and then at the handle it's red and blue and has a little yellow circle down there at the end. You can take that off to get it into his hand and then put it back in. This is, of course, the sword that he uses because Tenseiga is apparently useless, unless he wants to heal people. He also comes with Tenseiga, which is essentially just a katana. Mine is broken, so it does have a little bit of glue down there at the base. It's kind of fragile and easy to break, but essentially it's just a katana, and it looks like that. It also comes with a black scabbard, and that can be slotted into the little waist hole on Sesshomaru's sash. We also here have the Staff of Two Heads for Jaken, and it does have the little two heads sculpted on there. I'll actually zoom in on those in a minute. And apart from that, it's pretty much just a big brown stick. So there you can see it's got the old man face sculpted on that side, and it has the lady face sculpted on that side. And of course they would be used to breathe fire. Unfortunately, this tiny one does not. Lastly, Sesshomaru comes with this tiny clear circle with a peg on it that can peg into either one of his feet. Honestly, it doesn't really help him stand up all that much. But it could be useful, you know, maybe, if you position it just right. He does have a bit of trouble standing up either way. So, yeah, you might want to use it, but it's not incredibly useful. Alright, that is all of his accessories. Let's move on to the packaging. Alright, here we have the packaging. It has a massive window there in the front, and then you get pictures of Sesshomaru and Jaken down there. InuYasha Sesshomaru and Jaken convention exclusive written there at the top. Viz Media, Toinami. Get your little Japanese symbol logo there at the top. Sesshomaru is on that side. Sesshomaru is also on that side. Then on the back, you just get a picture of the figures. The little limited number there, mine is 1617 out of 2000. And it says convention exclusive Sesshomaru and Jaken. So, yeah, it is certainly acceptable for in-package display. That is how I use it. But you can display him out of package if you so desire. So, yeah, Sesshomaru and Jaken. Alright, that wraps it up for Sesshomaru. So until next time, goodbye. Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.